I'm Chad with J&R Music and Computer World. I have Atani here and Joe here, and we will discuss the longevity of Blu-ray. Both Atani and Joe have a differing opinion about where they see Blu-ray going, so we'll go ahead and let them duke it out and see what comes of it.
Well, I'm definitely a Blu-ray supporter. I think Blu-ray has made a lot of inroads and progress over the years. It's only been 2 years. This is the first year, actually, since Blu-ray has been the sole HD source on the market. Blu-ray is making a lot of progress. It's about 14% of all the sales in home disc media, so considering it's only been out for a year without a competitor, I think that's pretty damn good.
Basically, I kind of think of it as Laserdisc when it comes to Blu-ray. A lot of people invested in the hardware, just like Blu-ray requires an investment, including also the software, which are the discs themselves, the movies themselves. What took out Laserdisc? Well, actually, VHS and a combination of VHS and DVD, right? And just like CDs was the big rave that was replaced by tapes, right now, currently, we're seeing the advent of that. CDs themselves, and everyone here can agree that CD sales are down year on year on year.
So sorry to interrupt, you're kind of looking at Blu-ray as being CDs versus iTunes or an online media store.
Absolutely.
You're seeing the same thing happening with movies, and Blu-ray is just kind of a fancy, we got CDs, but eventually they're going to go away.
Absolutely, at no quality difference.
So you're talking online storage or just storage of these movies on your computer that you...
Well, storage right nowadays it's cheap as heck.
And the output is going to be the same.
It's no different than the zeros and ones stored on the Blu-ray disc now, isn't it?
So what do you think about that?
See, that's a flawed argument, and this is why. Storage capacity for CDs and storage capacity for movies are two completely different things. When you think about CDs and audio, you're just looking at the audio aspect. Now, with movies, you need to think about 1080p and multi-channel lossless audio. In terms of CDs, it's only stereo. CD is passive listening. People can put music on their iPod, that when they go to work, they listen to on their commute. Most people, when they watch movies, it's a captive entertainment medium. You want to sit down, you want to watch a movie. Let's say you have your family, your kids. You're not going to get 8 people to sit around and watch it on your iPod or your Zoom.
But personally, I don't believe it's a flawed argument. The argument that you're saying that YouTube shouldn't be popular then. The technology is there right now. It's a simplistic difference of implementing software to the current hardware to display in high def, which is already available, just a little bit more expensive
than we...
So you
think the technology will catch up to the point that it will override Blu-ray?
Absolutely.
That's not a dispute. Technology's evolving. It'll always move. The dispute
but that's what the argument is. In 2 years,
he thinks it's in 2 years. I don't think it'll happen in 2 years.
It'll
take longer than 2 years.
Netflix making the availability soon of HD downloads.
But here's the problem with CDs and downloading and movies. You have to look at the cost. Downloading from iTunes, you have a song for 99 cents. So it's cost parity. If you want to buy a CD, you're not spending more to buy it legally from iTunes. But in terms of movies, you are. If you have Apple TV, if you have a Vudu box, if you have Roku, these are $3.99 and $4.99 a movie, as opposed to physical disc media like Blu-ray, where if I have a Netflix or a Blockbuster on-demand pass, you could get, for a month, $15, 3 movies out unlimited. So let's say I watch 4 movies a week. That's 20 movies a month. Now, if I bought that from a download service at $4.99 a pop, 5 times 20, that's $200 a movie. $200 a month in movies, as opposed to $15 with hard disk media.
Basically, every household has a centralized computer, and you know what? It's our desktop computers. We bring our notebooks, we have our iPods, we have our cell phones, whatever the case may be. When we go home, we put it somewhere. Most of the time, it goes to our home PC. Everything is consolidated to one central repository. Your music currently is that way, and mind you, it was just a few years ago where iPods were just becoming popular, and everyone spent the time to take their discs, stick it in the CD-ROM, and then extract your CDs. This is going to be no different for the DVDs. You know, with the DVDs that you own currently in your library, and this also includes Blu-ray, which is why I'm looking at such a short time span before this really happened.
He keeps looking at the demise of Blu-ray, but you only look at it from the aspect of the physical disc media. In a home entertainment center, in a computer, what's in there? A disk drive, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're seeing the transition from the regular DVD-ROM drives to BD-ROM. That will happen. If you're a gamer, so I know you know about this, the transition from CD-ROM to DVD-ROM was huge. But initially, it took a while. If you wanted to upload a game, you had 4 or 5 CDs, and they switched to DVD-ROM, where you just uploaded a game with one DVD disc. Now we're moving. There's a transition to move to BD-ROM, and that's been taken off. So just because maybe the physical disc itself might go away, but the technology is still there. There's still BD-ROM. Computers now are being built with BD-ROM drives. Every computer company is on the BDA, the Blu-ray Disc Association.
It'll take years and years before computers are integrated standard with the BD-ROM, let alone a BD writer.
Yes, I'm not disputing that. That's not disputable.
My opinion is that broadband technologies will improve so greatly by that time frame that you have to literally sell the hardware for free in order to get it standardized out there in the market.
Sorry to interrupt. We need to wrap this up, so I'll give you each 45 to a minute to go ahead and give your final remarks, and we'll let the general audience determine if it's going to be around or if it's not.
Well, obviously, I think the future is downloads, but I don't think it'll happen this fast. I don't think Blu-ray is going to go away in 2 years. This is the first year that Blu-ray has been the sole competitor, the sole provider of HD movies. The marketplace penetration keeps growing and growing. Movies like The Dark Knight, Iron Man, Hellboy, they keep selling and selling. And the problem is that with DVD, everyone had a TV that worked, but as opposed to Blu-ray, you need an HD TV. The marketplace penetration for HD TVs isn't that much, but in terms of sale figures, the Blu-ray's flying off the charts.
I think ultimately with downloads, basically, it's the way of the future. If you're used to and your convenience, I mean, this is the convenience of downloads. Instant gratification. You get your music instantly nowadays. Why not get your movies? Why not have this media the same way? And you know what? Like you mentioned that you have the disc media, you own it. How many people download music off of iTunes all day long, and they don't own the media at all? But you know what? It's a part of your account. Everyone knows that you already purchased it. You own the media. And especially with Apple now releasing digital rights management along the way. That's just the first of the wave of the death of, yes, in this case, Blu-ray. Happens to be the disc technology, in my opinion, the plastic disc. But you know what? Blu-ray just happens to be the person in Target in the next 2 years. It's what it is.
I don't know about 2 years, maybe 5. It's not happening in 2 years.
The death of Blu-ray, we don't know. I'm Chad. This is Joe. This is Atani with J&R. Till next time, ciao.